Hello everyone, welcome back to our stage, to the Agile Stage. I hope you had a good break. I hope you had a healthy and wholesome lunch. I also hope you managed to do your, whatever, messages, calls, perhaps something urgent and pressing stuff you have to do with your teams or with your clients, and that you will now be fully dedicated for the next 45 minutes to our discussion, to our session with Marc Lustig. Marc, hello and welcome.
Hello, how are you?
All is good, all is really good. The weather is not perfect here in Belgrade where we are, but then we have audience from different parts of this region, and I would hope that their weather is a bit better. But
Absolutely.
I understand, Mark, that you do know a few stuff about our region. Perhaps not about Serbia, but about some other countries here.
Yes, I was in Croatia a couple of times. I enjoy a lot the nature in this country. It used to be the same country some decades ago, but now these are separate countries, of course.
Any particular location that you liked there? Was it the seaside?
Yes, I was several times at the Plitvice Lakes, and it was really a fantastic experience. There are waterfalls, and it is good to enjoy the nature and to feel it. And I can highly recommend to go there.
Okay, that is great. That is really nice to hear. Plitvice Lakes are indeed, I think, one of the nature's wonders that we are lucky to have, in our neighborhood, fairly close. And for all of you who do not remember, and I really vaguely remember that, so back in the time of Yugoslavia, probably I don't know. I was a kid at that time in the early 80s. Let's put it that way. So there were 6 republics in former Yugoslavia and 2 autonomous provinces. And in Plitvice Lake, there was an annual ceremony of mass weddings. And there were couples selected or admitted from the 6 republics and from the 2 autonomous provinces, wearing the traditional costumes, the traditional attires. I remember seeing that either in some magazines or in the TV, and it was really amazing. So I hope these marriages are still together. I'm sorry that some of the couples nowadays cannot have this, I think, a really unique experience. But yeah, you were in a very special place that holds some memories, probably for a lot of happily married couples. So, Marc, without further ado, you've been in business for almost 20 years, if not longer. You've worked a lot in Agile. You've gained some amazing certifications, and you do a lot of coaching, consulting, working one-on-one, etc. So, what will we be hearing from you today? We saw in the announcement that you will actually discuss about the requirements for the CTC and the CEC certifications, which you have both of them. So I suppose you will also give some tips and tricks to our audience, guide
Exactly.
them through the process. But can we first hear a little bit about your story?
Exactly. So I'm going first to talk about my personal story, how I became a certified team coach and certified enterprise coach with Scrum Alliance. So we are now here in the Regional Scrum Gathering sponsored by the Scrum Alliance. And that is actually the reason why I want to talk about it. There are now many agile coaches around in the world, and it was a long journey for me to become a certified team coach and a certified enterprise coach. And I really believe that it can create value for anyone, for any agile coach. But the essential learning from my story is that there is no universal story. Actually, everybody has to find his own way, also his or her own way. And my story is only my story, and you can maybe see that when you create your own story, then it will also help you to become a CTC or a CEC. So first, I will tell you a bit about myself. I started to be a programmer back in the 1980s in the school. And then the next major step was that I studied also social sciences, and I had a special interest in systems theory, yeah, and this became many years later very important for my understanding of my own agile coach role. So I was a software engineer until 2008, and in 2004 I started to adopt agile engineering practices, and in 2006 I started to work in a Scrum team, and I was immediately impressed that the process of software product development actually is a social process. Of course, it is also technical, but without the collaboration between the humans, there will be no impact. Okay. Then in 2008, I had the opportunity to become a technical coach for a large insurance company in Germany. And I worked with 15 teams and supported them to adopt the basic techniques of agile software development, such as continuous integration, TDD, ATDD, and so on. And yeah, so I felt that I like actually to work with teams, and I don't want to hide in a role. I like to drive the overall outcome of the whole organizational process. And so I experienced over the time of couple of years how I created systemic impact in the organization. So I liked a lot that I became more and more aligned with the optimization goal of Agile, and that is adaptability and flexibility, and you can use different metrics for that, like time to market or something like this. And my goal was always to get closer to the optimization goal of Agile. So I asked myself, how can I develop my role in a way that I increase the systemic impact? Yeah? And I understood that one big challenge is when you work as an external consultant, that you are confronted with a solution that the client expects from you. So he has defined a role from you, and you should create impact within that role. And also, I understood that coaching is very much aligned with the idea of Agile. Agile means long-term, sustainable, successful product development. And coaching is also optimized for activizing the resources of the client. Yeah. So as a coach, you are different from a trainer. As a trainer or as an expert, you convey your expertise to your client, and the client pays you for this expertise. Okay. And for a coach, it's fundamentally different. So as a coach, you accompany your client, as I said, to activate the resources and to help him find the right solution for himself. And of course, this creates a tension often when I had a contract with a client who said, look, I pay you this money and I want that you solve my problem. And I come and say, well, I think you should solve your problem yourself because I believe you have all the resources. And of course, then the client asks, why should I pay for you if I have to solve the problem myself? So this is the fundamental conflict between, in the Agile coach role. On the one side, you are an expert for coaching, and you are expert for coaching and you are expert for Agile. And on the one side, clients expect from you that you create impact with your expertise and your experience with Agile, but at the same time, you believe as an Agile coach that the client needs to create the structures to work independently from you. And I started my first coaching education in 2017. And I already learned at this time very clearly that I have to refrain from entering into the solution context of the client. And in this CTC process, I discovered what is my unique way to combine the Agile expert role with my inner coaching stance. And I want a little bit to tell you, well, I will complete now about my journey a little bit. So I worked with teams, I worked across teams, and this is what you can expect from a certified team coach, that he not only works with a single team, but he is also able to work across teams. Yeah. And then I had the opportunity to help different organizations to launch Scrum and an Agile transformation. And this is how I worked with upper and with top management. And this is how I became a certified enterprise coach. But I think it's more important what was my inner journey. So I want to tell you a bit about my inner journey. So I already told you that I didn't like that I was pushed into the expert role. I wanted to be in this coach role where I activate the energy and the potential of the people. Okay, and over my experience as in coaching, I realized over time that the coaching stance, because coaching is not a method, it's really an inner stance. And this inner stance is highly connected with the abilities to lead yourself. So it is all about self-leadership, really. You can only lead other people to the extent you are able to lead yourself. And to lead yourself means a lot to understand your emotional, your emotions, and to get away from a black and white, from an and thinking, no, from an or thinking. Like we humans tend to think either in this is true, either A is true or B is true. Okay, and when you take a coaching stance, you get to the point when you understand that there are multiple perspectives on the same context. So you adopt an and stance. So you will say this is true, and this is true, and this is also true. And self-leadership means that you understand the different feelings that are in yourself, and that you embrace also unpleasant feelings in yourself. And as when you do this, then you create an understanding of yourself, and you get into your state of inner equilibrium. Okay, and from that point of your inner emotional equilibrium, you are able to lead. Yeah, because when you are in a point of an inner tension and you don't understand where is this tension coming from, then you are not able to lead yourself. And when you are not able to lead yourself, you are also not able to lead other people. Okay, so how much time do we have? I think we have some time for talking. I talked about me. Now I want to talk a bit about the requirements for the CTC and CEC process. Is that okay? Yes?
Mark, this is very okay. This was great. This was great so far. Thank you so much. And it's really been sort of a holistic approach. So thank you for going into other directions. By the agenda, we have something like 10 more minutes before we move into the Q&A. But if you need 15, this has been very inspirational, so I expect it gets better and better. So take your time. Well, I will remind you if you do overstretch. Okay?
Yeah. So I want to quickly share my presentation with you. Where are we now? I think it's this one. So you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see Mark's story.
Okay, excellent. For me, it's still loading here.
Oh,
Okay.
we have it. We have the first slide. Please go ahead. It's awesome.
So I now want to talk to you. I hope that I have raised a little bit your interest about becoming a CTC or a CEC. And maybe there are some people of you in the call now who are already a CSP, a Certified Scrum Professional. And this is the starting point if you want to become a CTC or a CEC. So if you have first to become a certified Scrum Master or a certified Scrum Product Owner, then you go for the advanced course like Advanced Certified Scrum Master or Advanced Certified Scrum Product Owner. Then you can go for the Certified Scrum Professional, and then you can start your CTC or CEG or CEC journey. And I want to quickly tell you how this works. So first, you have a pre-application call. Somebody from the review team will have a call with you, and he will give you the feedback if he or she thinks that you are ready for this journey or not, okay? And when you are approved to start your journey, then you can work on the first part of the application, and then you can submit the first part of the application, and you can proceed to the second part. And again, after you have completed this, then this second part will also be reviewed, and if you are accepted again, then you will be certified. That's it. So now I want to tell you a little bit about some key things that you should do to understand if you are ready to apply apart from holding the CSP. First one, you should clarify for yourself what means coaching for you. There is not a single definition of coaching, but you should, for sure, you should read the code of ethics of the ICF, the International Coaching Federation. And then you can see how your understanding of coaching is aligned with the understanding of the ICF. And it should be not too far away, let's say it this way. Exactly. And you should have an idea, at least some idea, how is your approach to merge your coaching stance with your expert role. This is what I've been talking about before in the first part of this talk. Then the second thing you do is to establish a long-term mentoring relationship. You should find a mentor with whom you have a good chemistry, and you should have regular sessions with him and not just talk about something, but really to have a red thread in your conversations. Okay. Third is that you need 2 clients who will provide a recommendation for you according to the requirements for the certification program. Then I recommend you to study the expectations PDF document. I will quickly show this to you because I have edited it here. Oh no, it is actually in my browser. I can show it to you here. There is a PDF document which shows the requirements. So it's a checklist, and you can go through all of these items, and you can discuss with your mentor if you meet all of this, okay? This is what you can do. And the next thing is which is really, really important, finalize the clarity on how the CEC, CTC or CTC certification will actually serve your own goals and purpose. Yeah, you should be clear why you want to do this certification program, because I can tell you it will most probably not help you to find new clients and to differentiate yourself on the job market. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So you need to find your value in this certification program somewhere else. So one key thing, of course, is that you develop yourself, and there are also some business opportunities which come along with your certification. But this is, I cannot tell you about this now because we don't have time for it. So now I want to talk quickly about the clarity on your uniqueness as an Agile coach. So you need to be really clear about what is your uniqueness as an Agile coach, because this certification program is not about getting a certificate. Actually, of course, you will get this also, but the most important thing is your inner journey, and to identify and to get in a deeper touch with your own uniqueness as an Agile coach. So you will not only be certified, but you will understand what kind of impact do you want to create with your clients. So I have here 5 points that I would like to read for you. First one is to ask yourself, what's your hybrid approach towards Agile coaching? I said this again. How do you combine the expert role with your coaching stance? The second key point is, what are your success stories as an Agile coach? Ask yourself, when you are shining as an Agile coach, it's like what? So find a metaphor that represents your uniqueness. Ask yourself, what kind of difference do you intend to make with your clients? So go deep into the impact that you want to create. And this requires that you differentiate between the problem perspective of your clients on the one side and the solution perspective of yourself. I can say that these are two poles which need to connect at some point, because without a connection, you will not be able to serve your clients. And then last but not least, you should ask yourself, how is this difference that you create with your clients aligned with your inner values and your life goals? So the impact that you create should be clearly aligned with your own values. Okay, this is also a proposal that I have to you, if you want to go for this journey, to analyze how you work and how you intend to create impact. So you are in different roles, and you should create the clarity in which roles you work, and for each role you name the impact that you create in this role. And also you mention how you are going to measure the impact. Exactly. This is actually only a copy of the official site from Scrum Alliance. So this is the CDC certification program. There is a video of a Prog Argue. He is a CEC from Canada. So he is explaining here the program, and we have the same thing also for CEC as well. And you can study this in detail. And here is again this document that you can also find on the Scrum Alliance site. And this is again a summary of expectations for the CTC. So this you can also read to understand again what is needed. It's a bit complementary to this one here, but it's more or less the same, I would say. Just a bit more detailed. And yeah, so last but not least, I would like to share with you that I am also offering a mentoring program to become a CSP and to become a CTC and a CEC. So feel free to contact me and we can talk about your journey. And now I think the time has come for the question and answers.
Mark, thank you very much. It's been lovely. It's been amazing. I have a kind request first to go off screen share so we can actually see you properly. Great, great. Thank you. I really appreciated this holistic approach. I really appreciated the way you explained, how the things we do professionally need to be balanced with all the other stuff in our life to make us better professionals and better humans, and then also to be able to help our clients better. So thank you for that. In the meanwhile, did I understand, I sort of picked up a little bit that you are German by origin, right?
Yes, I'm German by origin. That's correct. Yeah.
Do you happen to be from Munich? And why do I ask that? Yeah. Because October and like a big deal here is Oktoberfest. So if it's a big deal for you, we have to learn something firsthand, like top tips and tricks.
So first of all, I have to say I live in Munich, but I'm not originally from Munich, so I'm not such a big fan of Oktoberfest, to be honest with you. But I can tell you that this year and the year before there was no Oktoberfest because of Corona, you know this. But in general, yes, it's a place where you can meet almost somebody from any part of the world. Really, they come from Japan, from the US, from anywhere to go to Oktoberfest. Sometimes for me it's hard to understand. But yeah. What would you like to know about it?
Well, I think it's hard for you to understand because it's so easily available to you. Oh, Oktoberfest, I can go because I choose so, and then, oops, it will not be available because of this tiny little virus thing. Let's hope already next year we talk on different terms. But yeah, I fully understand why people would travel from Japan or from the States, and I know a lot of people from around here, from our region. It's not such a long travel, but they would make an effort to go and visit Oktoberfest in Munich. But then I also understood from some of your fellow countrymen that there are Oktoberfests all around Bavaria, and that some are perhaps even nicer in terms of it's less crowded, you get to enjoy more, etc., etc. So
Exactly.
anything you would recommend, or we stick to the good old Munich, and perhaps we also go to watch
I
a
would
game?
recommend it to Munich. Really, there are, as you say, they are really all around this Oktoberfest. But I'm not aware of any particular highlight Oktoberfest apart from Munich. It's really the biggest, and there are also many other parties going on, not in the exact location, but also around Munich. And yes, so at this point in time, October 7, it's over already usually. So it starts mid-September and
So
it
it's
is
Septemberfest.
Yes, actually, it's September because it starts in September, but it's ending in October. Yeah, so you can choose how you call it. Right.
Good. Thanks for that. So we stick to Munich. It's yeah, easy to remember. Let's put it that way. And one of my fond memories of Munich was the Allianz Arena, which was really. I mean, it's not that I went to a game or something. I would have. We just went to visit it, and it's truly a wonder. It's amazing, and I think Munich is so much better and richer for having this, and for having all of the amazing sports teams and athletes that come from your region or that live in your region.
Right. Yes, maybe it's like you say, when you live at a place, you take it for granted, yeah, and it's nothing special. But I invite all of you to come to Munich at some point.
Awesome. But then we need to invite you. Are you still online, Marc? We lost you. Okay, you're back. We lost you for a brief second. But then we need to invite you to Belgrade. I understand you haven't been to Belgrade.
It would be a pleasure for me. It was my intention to come. You know this, yes?
Yes.
I wanted to come, but unfortunately, was not possible. Next time, I would so much come to Belgrade.
Well, we'll be looking forward to host you next year already, hopefully.
And then, it would be a pleasure for me.
And then, since you told me you're very much into hiking. Once you come or before you come, we'll make sure to prepare a good hiking list for you to to pick one or two. Yeah, you don't need a lot. Serbia is indeed a beautiful country. No seaside, but amazing mountains, lovely lakes. The Danube, which we get from where you are, but also some other really beautiful rivers. Lots of talented people, and I would assume also
I'm sure
a lot
about
of.
It.
Sorry, yeah, and I
actually one of my mentors is from Belgrade.
Oh, there you go.
She's from Belgrade. Yes, she's a PCC ICF coach, and she's from Belgrade. Yeah.
Oh, good. I hope she's on the conference, or I hope she will join next time. That sounds really amazing. Good,
exactly.
Marc. It's been lovely. Hearing your story. It's been lovely hearing the details about the requirements for these certifications. I do hope that people in the audience will reach out to you, will ask for more detail. And with this, I'm letting you off the hook. I suppose you need to go.
Thank you so much for your
I suppose you need to go back to work. So thank you ever so much.